Hi all, welcome to part 4 of the signal box build from Cupar District Model Railway. So tonight, just going to go through a very quick one on painting, lining and masking up. During the week I've been trialling and practicing. This is what I've done so far, just the back of the box. And it's a good reason I've done the back of the box. And we'll go on to that a little bit more later. So first thing you want to do with any build or painting in that, make sure you've got the correct things that you need. So simply for this, I've got different sizes of masking tape, different types in there. Some good, clean, decent brushes. There are different types available, it's just depending on what you like. I quite like the handles on these ones. Obviously your paint that you're going to be using, make sure you have enough paint to do the job that you need. Especially at the minute, a lot of model suppliers are selling out of things quite quickly due to the current lockdown and the pandemic. A lot of people taking up the hobby, a lot of people finding a lot more time to carry on with the hobby. So it's essential that you've got enough paint to do the job, because paints do differ from manufacturer to manufacturer slightly. Okay, a couple of other things that I'm going to be using. The trusty scalpel. I've just fitted a new blade to this so it is extra sharp again. Brilliant tool, as we've covered in previous videos. And another one of my little surgical instruments that I've managed to collect over the years is a good pair of surgical scissors. Again, these are good, sharp, but also nice and little for getting into small spaces. And obviously, mine's in a little tin, a little jar, but some form of cleaning fluid for your brushes, whether that's white spirits, methylated spirits or water, depending on what you're using, or specialist formula. There are various companies out there that do specialist formulas for brush cleaning. Okay, there are also other various methods for painting: airbrushing, rattle canning, painting with the brushes, paint pens that you can get. It all depends on your personal preference, to be honest, what you're comfortable doing and your skill level. Again, I've never really been comfortable with airbrushing, so don't expect a video from me on airbrushing anytime soon. I'm quite happy with a rattle can and little pots of paint, and I find it quite therapeutic as well, just painting by hand. Okay, so getting started. One I prepared earlier. If you're not too comfortable painting straight lines or doing it freehand, mask it up. It's worth the extra time masking the piece of work that you're doing just to get it right. You know, you don't want, once you've gone over with some paints, especially enamels, especially on this type of material, once you've gone over it and you've messed it up, it's going to be very, very hard, if not near impossible, to put that right. What I've done so far on this, obviously I've masked it, and I've used a white primer to do the windows, the same as what I used on the inside there. So these will get masked off, or I may try and do them freehand because I'm quite steady with the brush, and do the green outline for that. Okay, so we'll do a bit of masking. Now, as I said, there's different sizes of tape. I've got several different ones here. I think these are about a 3 or a 4mm, possibly a 2mm. Okay, what you'll need is just enough to cover the area that you don't want to go onto. There's no point in masking everything up unless you're going to be spraying. Just enough on this one that we're not going to do our brush strokes too much onto it. Okay, and on this we're going to be going around the window frames there, and also along the bottom there to match the back, and also one straight through the middle there, like that. Okay, also probably do this, look at doing that so you can't see it there. So again, do the bottom one here, This middle one here to match the back, and probably the top one there, which will match the front. Also give a nice little finish off to there. Okay. So for this, I'm just going to use a little bit of the 3/4mm masking tape. Find the start. Doesn't matter, unless you sort of like haven't got very much. Doesn't matter if you go slightly over on your lengths, but you want to try and get it as close to or dead on that line as possible, where you don't want to end up painting onto. Just like that. Okay. Get our little scissors out. And it's cut. Okay. Something that, remember, when you're doing any sort of painting like this, test your paints first. Okay. It's more prevalent with aerosol cans because the paint will, some paints react with other paints. A good primer, if it's a porous surface or if it's a surface that you're not likely to stick paint to very well. Coach bodies, locomotive bodies, always good to prime it. Just so you've got that good, nice, even coat to start with, and the primer helps to hide a lot of sort of like imperfections within the material that you're doing as well. So with this, I've already painted the back here. I know that the green paint goes on quite nicely. I know that it sticks to it, and I know it's not seeping into the material too much. Again, I'm leaving it in that, in this sort of, this colour, natural colour of the wood that is coming. It's a nice weathered look. It's a nice sort of like toned down look, and it shows off the wooden boards quite nicely. Again, you might want to go brand new. You might want to paint it in that nice sort of like brand new cream as if it's just been built. But remember, this is it next to a steam railway. There's certain dust coming up, freight trains going past, kicking up the dirt. You just got to walk down the street, look at the houses, look at the roofs, look at the walls. You know, not perfectly brand spanking new, unless you live on a multi-million pound or high-end estate or brand new build. Things get dirty very, very quickly. Okay. So, another little tool I've got, just a little jewel screwdriver, flat blade. Nice firm base, hold it and just pop your lid off nicely. And I won't bore you with this bit, but stir the pot, read the back of the instructions. They're normally 30 to 60 seconds, good stir to ensure that you've got that good coverage, or the paint's mixed well, sorry. Okay, so we've stirred the paint there, nice and stirred up, ready to go. One thing I will mention is paints do give off fumes. Make sure you're in a well ventilated area. If you do start to feel headaches, start to feel nauseous or anything like that, go outside, get some fresh air, stop doing it. If it persists and you are feeling rather bad, it's probably best that you would contact medical services, speak to your doctor or something like that. But again, just make sure you're in a nice, well ventilated area. You're not cooped up with it too long. Take regular breaks. Okay, so we've stirred it up. We've got a good bit of paint in there now. This is quite a nice thick paint. For this I'm using a LNER Doncaster Loco Green. So it is an LNER colour. Got my masking tape on. Got my pot spread. I've done my test area. I know what the paint's going to be. I've got enough to do the job that I want to do. So all we're going to do is just nice brush strokes along the model, and try and keep them all going in the same direction. Okay, either left to right, right to left, up or down. You don't want to be going down and across, and it'll leave marks in the paint, and they do show up really, really badly, especially on good cameras that a lot of us have nowadays when we go to shows or we're displaying our models. Okay, so from the experience of trying the back, I know that one coat on the back on this does the job nicely. Okay, let's move this to the side. At this stage it is a good idea to remove the tape while it's still wet or tacky. The good thing with this paint, it's not too thick so it doesn't run. If it's a very fine paint that runs, probably best off leaving it till the paint's gone tacky. Try not to leave it till it's dry. And the reason for this is, if the paint's dried, it forms kind of like a skin, and it can sometimes pull paint off of the model you're doing or off the areas that you want to do. Okay. So we remove that, pulling it away and slightly up away from the paint that we've just done, so we're not going to touch it and disturb it. And there we go. Nice, simple paint technique, but very, very effective. I've got a nice straight line. Paint matches the rest of the building. And there we go. When you are painting, some ways I've mentioned in previous videos, you can either paint at the start, paint all the items, which I tend not to do, and that's why you paint them when they're still on the spruce, or still on the how they come. You can paint as you're going along, which I'm doing with this, or you can wait until the very end and paint it as one thing at the end. The only trouble with this, painting at the very end, is if you have got small spaces. If I've got the windows in, if I've got the front on, the rest of the building built, you're going to find it very hard to get into those spaces and paint little bits and pieces. So it all depends on the model you're doing at the time. Again, for this I would use just normal brush painting. For large locos I'll tend to spray them and pick out detail with a fine brush. You may find a different way that you enjoy. Why not let us know in the comments what you do, how you do it, and if you've got any useful hints and tips that you can pass on to the other viewers, go for it. We're all here to help each other out, and looking after each other in this lockdown period and just giving each other ideas. Right, that's it from me tonight. Nice little short video for you. If you haven't already, please give us a like and a subscribe. And if there's anything you want to see on our channel, just give us a like, just give us a comment in the box. Let us know what you'd like us to do, and we'll see if we can facilitate it within the current restrictions. Okay, take care everyone, and look after yourselves.